What's good, Joe? Welcome to my thoughts, opinions on the new trailer that just dropped at E3 for Star Wars Fallen Order. Now, you can also see this as my thoughts and opinions on the whole E3 press conference as a whole, because honestly, EA didn't really even have a press conference, which kind of surprised me. I didn't know this beforehand. This tells you how little I didn't really do much research, because all it was at EA was they were just going to show off like about 4 games or 4 or 5 games, and they were just going to do like first one was Fallen Order, then they were going to do Apex Legends, Battlefield 5, Madden, FIFA, and then The Sims. After Star Wars, I stopped watching. I mean, I might go back and rewatch the one they did for Madden because I'm kind of interested to see what that has, because, you know, I like football. But I'm not going to waste my time with Apex Legends or FIFA, or maybe FIFA. But I'm not going to do videos on either of those. Follow me on my Twitter because I'll probably be tweeting about what I think about those trailers. Now, first off, let's talk about the first major they dropped this trailer. Rogue One characters are in the game. So, we know that so far there have been 2 characters that's going to appear from this game that were from Rogue One. We just saw. We have Forrest Whitaker's character Saw, as well as K2SO, was this? Yeah, K2SO. Now, could this mean that we might see other... first off, one problem I definitely noticed with the game so far... Now, right, this game's still in alpha state, so I think we still got a couple years left. The face models on the in-game... The faces in the in-game's models look weird. Like, they definitely look unfinished.
Understood.
Mostly because they are unfinished, because like I said, this game is still in alpha state, and we still don't know how to release it, so if I had to guess... I'm assuming probably more of a 2020 release date, like mid to late 2020. I don't think this is good. I don't think they're going to try and force Respawn to have this tie-in with Episode 9. If EA's smart, let them take all the time they need. Hopefully, yeah, because the faces still look a little. The faces in the actual pre-render cutscenes, like we saw in the original, they look great. But actually in game, they look a little off. Like, they definitely looked a little unfinished. But this is still an alpha state, so that's not completely out of the realm. That is not completely spread. First off, I gotta say, I am sold on this game. This game already got my money. I love this game so far. Like, I was very much impressed with what we saw here from the game. First off, I gotta talk about the lightsaber combat. First off, I gotta say the game looks beautiful. I liked how we were on Kashyyyk, and we see Kashyyyk after the events of Revenge of the Sith, which was pretty cool. Because as we know, at the end of Revenge of the Sith, Yoda left and Chewie was just kind of there. It looks like Chewie ended up getting captured again by the Empire before it gets. I don't know if this is gonna take place after Solo or before Solo. That's one thing I'm curious about. If it takes place before, I think this takes place. I don't know where Solo takes place. I don't remember exactly where Solo takes place in the Star Wars timeline. I know it takes place before A New Hope, or never mind. Whatever. I'm rambling off about random shit. But let's get back to the topic. First off, I gotta say the game looks great. Kashyyyk looks amazing. The Wookiee homeworld looks great. I gotta talk about the lightsaber combat. The lightsaber combat in this game is fucking amazing. I love. Now, one thing I kind of wish that was in the game. Now, granted, this could get implemented later, but I would like for us to have this for when you slice someone's limbs off. I would like to be able to slice people's limbs off, because I think it was in like the Force Unleashed 1 and 2, or just the first game. It might have been just the second one. When you would slice people with lightsaber, like, their limbs would actually come out, their arms, their legs, their heads, shit like that. I would like to see you dismembered limbs, because, you got a lightsaber for guys that they would dismember limbs, Let me see dismembered limbs, That's more kind of like a me thing I would like to see. Now, one other thing. They mentioned this right before the gameplay started with Greg Miller as a host, which I love. I love seeing Greg Miller, man. I love Greg Miller, man. He's one of my favorite internet personalities, or just gaming people in general. I love Greg Miller. I loved him back when he was with IGN, and I still try my best, and I still keep tabs on him. I'm still following him on Twitter. Well, I don't watch Kind of Funny Games that much. I watch him occasionally, but whenever James, but I was rooting for Greg Miller when he was what was it, like, best game journalist or best gaming personality at the Game Awards. I was rooting for him, and I was so happy he won. anyway, but first off, I gotta say, I love the Purge Troopers, man. They are so good. So, like, as you guys can see right here in the gameplay, the best way I can honestly describe this combat, it's like, now I might be stretching a little bit because I haven't played this game since I was 6. But this looks like an updated version of Jedi Academy's lightsaber, which if you ask most Star Wars fans, they will say that is the greatest Star Wars lightsaber combat system in any Star Wars game. And it definitely kind of has that same kind of feel to it from the gameplay I've seen. It definitely has that feel, and I love the the Purge Troopers here, because you could tell that these guys are definitely went to some special training to take out against Jedi. Because you notice when I'm just gonna call him shit, I forget, Cameron, I think the dude's name is, or the actor that plays him. Whenever he tries to use a force, you can see that the dude puts like the little electricity down the front to keep him away. But once he pushes over, he still hits you when you use the force. So I like that. So I like that. I definitely made the Pride Troopers, or why do I keep saying the Pride Troopers? This isn't Dragon Ball. The Purge Troopers. It makes them definitely a lot more of a bigger threat, because these guys know how to take on Force users. Because like as we saw earlier, how they manage to take you out, where like they even put their thing down on the ground when they face off against Force users. And one other thing I love about this game, and they also mentioned this in the demo, or after the demo era, that they said that throughout the levels you can act. I like how you're more like a bystander in this game, and the world does not revolve around you. What I mean by that is, in most Star Wars games, not all Star Wars games that are not focused on the main characters, the ones from the movies, they usually always have the world the world revolves around them. Like the story and everything, everyone's trying to go after you. But here in Jedi Fallen Order, since we were a Jedi on the run for the longest time, I like how we're more like a bystander, because like we saw there, you could have easily just sat there and just watched, those the stormtroopers take out those bugs. Say it happens later on in the demo where they show off the spiders. I like that little thing, and then where you could just sit around and just watch it happen, and then you either just don't touch them all, or you just fuck it, and you just go after them. I really like that little thing. I really like that other thing that Refund put that in there. I thought that was actually a really, really cool idea. Another thing I gotta say, I like this new force power. He has. I swear, I need to look at this. I need to look up this dude's name. Where he kind of has a similar ability to Kylo, which, as you guys know, Kylo Ren. You know that for one thing that made me instantly fall in love with Kylo Ren was that Force ability he has, where he can literally just use the Force and have someone just stop in their place and just stop blaster bolts right in their place. You can kind of do the same thing now. Right? It's not where it completely stops. It's just a very slow moving. It's essentially in slow motion. So. Yeah, I thought that was actually a really nice ability, which I don't know if that makes us one of the. I don't know if that move alone makes us one of the most powerful Force users currently in Star Wars canon. Because I'm imagining, because Kylo Ren, with that Force ability, that man is pretty powerful with that, where you can just stop people in their place. I always loved that, man. So anyway, as I was saying, now one thing that they also mention a lot of times throughout the gameplay, or at least right before the gameplay actually started, was that they mention how the guy that was playing this was a very skilled player, well, probably one of the devs that playing the game a lot, so he knows the game inside and out. Or Cal, that was his name, Cal. Now they mentioned, so throughout this whole thing you get to see a really skilled player, and as you can see, from someone that knows what they're doing, the game looks fucking amazing. I like all those cinematic kills they have that they also showed around the end of it. I thought that looked fucking phenomenal in my personal opinion. I thought that looked great. I love those little cinematic kills. Love when you're taking on these spiders and everything. It just looks absolutely. It looked that great. I hope there are more, and I hope that those are, and I hope those do have. They have a decent chunk of different cinematic kills from different enemies. Like you got ones where you take out Purge troopers. You got different ones for normal stormtroopers. Maybe you also got when you're facing up against other lightsaber other Sith members. Now, great. We know that Rogue One characters will make an appearance in this game. As we saw, we already got 2 of them, which makes me kind of curious if Cal will end up making appearances in other things. I know one of the other Rogue One characters is getting his own solo series on Disney Plus. So what if Cal makes an appearance in there? That actually would be really cool. If we could actually see video game characters interacting with coming into movies and TV series, that would be a really cool thing that I would love to see in Star Wars, man. Here's one of those cinematic kills right here. I absolutely love these. These look so cool. I like so overall, like I mentioned before, this game looks amazing. I cannot wait to play. Now, one thing I'm kind of curious about. This is going to become more me just speculating at this point about what I think might happen in the game. So let me get back to what I was saying about Star Wars. So we've already known, as I mentioned before, the combat, from the trailer so far, or from this gameplay demonstration, was from someone that's a skilled player. So I'm curious what it's gonna look like when you're like a new playing this game for the first time. I'm curious if it's gonna look as cool. Like there was this one time where you can, and I like also how you can like bring stormtroopers with your forward and just and stick your lightsaber right into them, and you can use them kind of shield, or you can just put them right in front of their own blaster fire. Yeah, everyone lost their mind for that one. I thought that was a really cool idea. And we also know that there are skill points going to be in the game. You get skill trees. Like one of them, they said that one of them was that one of the abilities they mentioned at the little interview at the end of after the gameplay was finished was they mentioned how it looks one of the skill points you can get is it like here, yeah, that's the one that kills right there. That one, and you can also, of course, and I like how they also give the lightsaber away. Like you can see him kind of pull his hand, and oh my god, the dodging. When you got the left blaster fire, it looks really cool. I love it. And like, see right there, like here it is. Yeah, he takes it and put him right in front of him. Like I love that. That part was great, and I like how he also uses it as he uses his lightsaber as a light when he's like in dark areas. That looks really cool. So, as I was mentioned, now that we know, I'm curious what the comments gonna look like. I'm sure the comments even like for someone that is a noob, it's just probably gonna look a lot cool when you actually, your skill, but it'll look cool but it'll still probably be cool, and then you'll probably won't be that hard to get into for noobs like us, when we first get our hands on the game whenever it comes out. So, what was a good yeah. So one thing, okay, let me get back. Yeah, man, I just can't. This combat just looks so good. Like this was a lot better than I was expecting. Like I mentioned before, this honestly looks like a spiritual successor to Jedi Academy, in my opinion. From what I've seen of Jedi Academy, this looks like a spiritual successor to Jedi Academy. And the kills look great. The lightsaber combat looks amazing. The Purge troopers look phenomenal. And I just cannot wait to see more of the game. And all the little countering and everything you can do is great. So let me get into like little story parts here. So we know that Star Wars characters from Rogue One will make an appearance. Now, will we see any other characters from the actual movies make an appearance? Like we know Chewie's gonna be in there because it looks like that's Chewie inside the Oh man, I just can't. This combat just looks so good, man. I can't. I've almost losing my train of thought here. Yeah. And also he also said that you can also your droid can also give you little like health packs. They're limited amount, obviously, and he says you can do them anytime throughout the game. So it looks like you can even he can even throw you one during the middle of combat. It looks like as well. I'm assuming anyway. So. Will other Star Wars? I am curious though if other Star Wars characters make an appearance like from the films. Like we know Chewie. It looks like that's Chewie right there. I'm assuming that's Chewbacca. But what if I feel like Darth Vader might have a small role in the game. I would almost like to see him and there's K2SO. I would almost like to see him have like a small cameo like he did in Rogue One. Like we might not see him till like the end of the game and we're just running away from him. I would like for us to at least have one encounter with Darth Vader, where either we are fighting him for whatever reason. Man, this combat looks so good. Oh my god, oh this game, oh my god, this game looks so good, man. Oh man, this is amazing. And they also did mention that we will see more at Microsoft's press conference as well. So I look forward to see what else Microsoft will show off of the game. Oh, never mind. We do got a release date. Never mind. I forgot. November 15th. My bad. I completely forgot this game got a release date. But yeah, but then again, they still got until November. That's still plenty of time for them to fix the faces a little bit because they still look. They did look a little off. I don't know if y'all feel like that, but to me, they kind of look a little bit off when they actually showed them all when there was actual in-game footage. Anyway, so hopefully we do see Darth Vader in the game make some sort of appearance. I would like for him to just show up. Where maybe we see him occasionally throughout the game, and we're just running. Like I mentioned this in when the game first got revealed back at Star Wars Celebration. And I mentioned this there, but I would like for Darth Vader to show up and we never really fight him. We just run away from him. Maybe we just see him we see maybe rebels are trying to stop him to slow him down. We just see Darth Vader just going through them like he did in Rogue One. But we see that kind of similar thing throughout maybe around the whole game. Maybe around the end of the game when we actually, we learn when we truly become, when we like learn the Force, become a master in a way. We do have one final showdown. Final boss is Darth Vader, and of course we end up we can't win because I don't think we would be. I don't think we should be against Darth Vader. But at the very least, we win enough to where we can escape with still our life intact, with our lives still. So, I would like to see Darth Vader make an appearance in the game anyway. Just somewhere, just give me Darth Vader, please. I want Darth Vader. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I just would love to see him in the game. So anyway, that is the end of my rambling mess. That is what I thought of the Star Wars Fallen Order trailer. So tell me down below, guys, what did you think of the game? Are you hyped for the game? Are you going to pre-order this? Are you just going to wait till the reviews drop and just go from there, see the game's actually worth your money? Have you been burned too much by EA? Me personally, I'm probably going to pre-order this game. I'm sorry, this game looks so good, man. I trust Respawn. The game just looks so good, man. This looks like this could also end up being my favorite Star Wars game of all time. This looks like everything I want in a Star Wars game, honestly. Oh my god, it takes like aspects from like Jedi Academy and the Force Awakens. Oh my god, it looks so good. I just can't wait to play this, man. Hopefully, we see other Star Wars carry big appearance. More specifically, I just want Darth Vader in the game. We have one, and we're just running away from him, and then maybe we have one final boss with him. That would be cool, but that's just my personal opinion. So anyway, guys, tell me down below what you guys thought of the trailer for Star Wars The Fallen Order. Like I mentioned before, are you impressed? Whatever. So anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's too